Scald will be forcing the final Protect Shield. The opponent then banks some energy, pivot out into Incineroar, but this Incineroar is not about to have a good day. It's going to find itself straight in and straight out. Skarmory is still very healthy, but if you wonder just how hard Shadow Crawdaunt hits, well, you're about to find out. Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be one hell of a roller coaster of emotions. Huge shout out to Golf Diver 9 for bringing us a very spicy double dark strategy in the Open Great League. Dark types are weak to bug, fighting and fairy. So usually you find double dark paired up with a poison type, hence the classic Nidoqueen double dark. Unfortunately, Shadow Nidoran isn't currently available in Grunt, and this is the catch cup. So to try and cover them weaknesses, we've got Pidgeot. Yes, I know, we're double weak to electric again. However, outside of the double weakness to electric, the team does make some pretty good sense. And more importantly, all three Pokemon have huge boom potential. Once again, we're going to see yet more Brave Birds from Pidgeot. We've got Shadow Raticate, not running Hyper Fang, but a Stab Shadow Hyper Beam. Holy, that thing's going to do some damage. However, that brings us to the star of the show. The Pokemon closing today's show is going to be Shadow Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt essentially is Greninja on steroids. This thing has a 144.4 attack without taking into account its Shadow bonus. So Scald, we already know, hits super hard from stuff like Whiscash. Wait till you see it from our angry little lobster. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, we lead Pidgeot into Skeledirge. Pidgeot usually a pretty good ghost type counter due to our subnormal typing. We do double resist ghost, however Skeledirge are very much operating as a fire type attacker. We build up to the Brave Bird bait with the Aerial Ace Golf Diver. Shields a disarming voice once again. Farmed up to the Brave Bird baits with the Aerial Ace Golf Diver. Evidently the best master rate in the world, forcing both Protect Shields. He then reaches the next Aerial Ace, thrown at suboptimal timing, but that is absolutely fine in this situation. As if a charge move knocks out, and if you throw at crap timing, it means the quick move doesn't register, so that would have been intentional. If we're being really picky, we could have actually thrown one further wing attack and still not took the Incinerate. However, got distracted, and we're about to YOLO a Hyper Beam. Licky, far too thicky, is about to be called Licky. Not thick enough, get that Licky off my screen. The opponent gets absolutely one-shot by the surprise nuke of the Hyper Beam. The opponent's final Pokemon is Mantine. We see Golf Diver, shield at the Ice Beam, and look to land the second beam. Is Mantine thick enough to survive the beam? Surprisingly it is, but one Snarl is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. What a way to start the video with back-to-back beams. In the next battle, we see a dreadful lead. We see the save switch into Raticate. The opponent tries their luck at catching a crunch onto Mandibuzz. We see Golf Diver show great composure, hold his energy, and now we're YOLOing the Hyper Beam. Again, Hyper Beam lands for big damage as Mandibuzz has about 10 bazillion HP. Due to Mandibuzz's stat distribution, you can see these Aerial Aces are doing absolutely nothing to Raticate. That Hyper Beam actually did so much damage that with the quick attacks, they've actually very quickly found themselves in resisted crunch range. It's not too often you can take out Mandibuzz with a resisted charge move. Golf Diver over farms, fires off the crunch, forcing a Protect Shield. The opponent desperately looking to keep alignment. However, Golf Diver says, not today, trainer. We shield the Aerial Ace. The opponent then gives up switch, pivoting back out into the Bear Trap, and the Bear Trap's instantly greeted with the Crunch. Crunch again lands for big damage, and it's CMP. Best case scenario. Golf Diver is now able to realign his Pokemon, and we get to see some Crawdaunt action. The opponent throws on alignment. We say thank you very much for the free Snarl. We correctly show the Earthquake, and we're going for the bait. Does the opponent fall for the bait? Night Slash forces the opponent's final Protect Shield, and it's going to be high Bear Trap by Bear Trap Scald. Going to be massive overkill. Golf Diver now very much in the driver's seat, and the opponent is going to concede the match. In the next battle, we see probably the worst lead you could possibly see. Not only are we ABA weak to electric, we're triple weak to Galvantula due to the sub-bug typing. We see Golf Diver throw one wing attack, then transfer the Volt Switch to Raticate. Raticate shields up the lunge, returns fire with the crunch, getting the defense drop. You can now see these quick attacks are tearing through Galvantula. Golf Diver last second, invests the Protect Shield and goes all in on Raticate. The opponent then pivots out into Gligar. The opponent goes straight for an Aerial Ace, but Rat is very tick. Aerial Ace just isn't going to get the job done, and we're going to land another beam. Bearing in mind this is 2-stage debuff, but Raticate still does like 65-70% of the HP, which is absurd. Golf Diver now sends out Pidgeot, and this is perfect farm down range. Golf Diver can tank the aerial ace as we've got no protect shield and commit to the full wing attack farm down. If Galvantula does return, we can one and throw the aerial ace. If the opponent shields this, again we can one and throw and the next Volt Switch will not register. The opponent does shield the aerial ace. Pidgeot says there's plenty more of where that came from. Get that spider off my screen. We see Golf Diver spamming the switch. The opponent's final Pokemon is the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death, and they're going to be straight in and straight out with yet another big boom. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see the battle of the flying types, Pidgeot into Gligar. As we're on an ABB team, I would like to see Golf Diver pivot at some stage. However, as I say that, it's the opponent that makes a very nice aerial ace catch onto the basic Bitch Tin Can. We see Golf Diver farm up, look to catch onto Raticate, unfortunately unsuccessfully. Golf Diver has so much energy, it's unwilling to let Pidgeot go down. We shield the Zap Cannon and then send out Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt not messing around, going straight for the skull. The opponent shows no respect and just look at the damage. Is Golf Diver going to go all in on Crawdaunt last second? We shield up the Zap Cannon and commit to the full Snarl far down. Crawdaunt hits so hard, we'll likely be forcing Protect Shields back. The opponent sends back out Gligar. We go for the Night Slash. The opponent petrified of the skull damage. Shield up the Night Slash. We didn't even have the energy for the skull. The opponent fires off the aerial ace. Crawdaunt might be glassy. We're able to withstand the damage and reach one further Night Slash. Does the opponent know that Crawdaunt counts? Evidently they do not, as they now find themselves all shields down. We send back out Pidgeot. We've got the Brave Bird bank. Pidgeot getting in on the big boom action. Get that Gligar out of here. The opponent's final Pokemon is Unova Stunfisk, and you already know it's about to get beamed. Stunfisk is pretty bulky. So the question's going to be, is one Hyper Beam going to be enough to knock out with the residual quick attacks? I'm going to say yes. Does Raticate one shot? No, it actually doesn't one shot, but we're not going to get one shot by this move either, and that quick attack will be knocking out with the same result, with Golf Diver picking up the dub. GG's. In the next battle, we see Poliwrath in the lead. I think this is another reason why you're going to more commonly see Double Dark with something like Nidoqueen, due to the fact that Poison resists fighting, whereas Pidgeot, being part normal, takes neutral, and you can see these counters are tearing us apart. This is certainly a matchup we need to win at all costs, even if it costs us 2 Protect Shields. Our backline does not want to see Poliwrath. Golf Diver is running Aerial Ace, which I think is definitely the correct move on Pidgeot. Gives you more consistent damage output, especially into opposing fighters. Golf Diver does play the 2 shield out. The opponent doesn't make the catch, so Pidgeot will be winning the lead matchup, and we're going to see the instant pivot into the big fat rat. Our Raticate save switch is met with Shadow Crawdaunt, so we're about to be on the receiving end of the Brave Bird, but not before we get other crunch. Shadow and Shadow Crawdaunt, that crunch actually does a lot of damage. The opponent makes a mistake, not over farming. They just YOLO the Brave Bird as soon as they get it, and then they're going to be forced to reset that debuff. Out comes Gligar. Gligar, one of the most annoying Pokemon in the Great League, finds itself straight in and straight out. Yet another big boom. We're getting a huge amount of frame drops, but undeterred, Golf Diver, playing it cool, calm and collective, fires off the Night Slash and Crawdaunt sweeps the backline. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Heliolisk. That's a yikes. Again, we throw one wing attack, transfer the Volt Switch to the big fat rat. The opponent looking to go straight for the break and swipe. In an ideal world, the opponent would just stay in, as this is our only real response. The opponent does continue to stay in, so Golf Diver takes the initiative, returns fire with the crunch, forcing a Protect Shield. We see Golf Diver match shields in return, and he is going to be able to get off one further crunch before the opponent reaches the next break and swipe. Hopefully the opponent just let this go. Please, trainer. The opponent up to 2 shield. They are going to get the full Volt Switch farm down, and this is now really scary. Golf Diver sends out Pidgeot, and it looks like he's just going to completely sack it. The opponent actually bait with the break-in swipe. They're going to fire off back-to-back break-in swipes. I think sending out Pidgeot was definitely the right play. If the opponent didn't like Raticate, they probably don't like Crawdaunt either. We see the aggressive pivot, get the Snarl farm down, and a running start, and out comes Dugong. This is definitely a matchup where a boost would not hurt. We fire off the first Night Slash. The RNG gods show us no boost luck, so we're going to try our luck once again. Come on, RNG, show me the boost. Unfortunately, we don't get a boost, and this is most certainly going to be an icy win. But Shadow Crawdaunt cannot tank a hit for shit, so we need to shield. The opponent then pivot out into Skeledirge. This is a one-stage debuff skull, but you think Crawdaunt cares about debuffs? Get that stupid crocodile off my screen. Back out comes Dugong. Crawdaunt once again going to pick up the sweep. If you didn't know about the power of Shadow Crawdaunt, you just found out. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see the Battle of the Flyers, a favourable matchup for the opponent as they haven't got access to Ice Beam. We see Golf Diver farm up and stay in school kids, learn to count. It's going to take 7 wing attacks, so after 7 wing attacks we catch the potential Ice Beam onto Raticate. The opponent goes for the Aerial Ace bait and then send out Serena. Serena's a pretty glassy Pokemon, so Crunch does force a Protect Shield. The opponent likely go for the Triple Axle, looking to vamp up their attack. We see Golf Diver happy to take his shield advantage. We can now just send back out Pidgeot with residual energy and look to get this thing out of it with the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace will secure the knockout. With shield advantage, it's time to start nuking back out. Comes Mantine, the opponent play to the CMP tie. They do not win. Does the opponent respect the damage? Get that Mantine out of here. Holy, we're getting some booms today. Speaking of booms, the opponent's final Pokemon is Gligar. With 2-1 shield advantage, there's no need to bait. We can go straight Scald. The opponent can pick their poison. If they shield the first one, the second one will be picking up that one-hit KO. The opponent shields the Scald, recognise the game's over, and concede the match. In the next battle, we see another counter user in the lead. The opponent instantly pivot into Shadow Empoleon, and we answer with the big fat rat. Rat going straight for the Crunch. Shadow Empoleon not known for its bulk, and holy, they near get one shot by a Crunch. We really need Switch, so I imagine Golf Diver shields this up. We really can't have Crawdaunt and Annihilate. The opponent throws a Drill Peck, so I wonder if that means they haven't Elite TM'd to Hydro Cannon. Golf Diver, trusting his IVs, were able to tank the next Drill Peck. Holy, what a call. We leave minimal farm for the returning Raticate and leave with a Crunch. No! ABA counter users. That is so rough for us. Pidgeot is going to need to put the team on his back. We force Protect Shield the Aerial Ace pivot into Crawdaunt, drawing back out Annihilate. No fucking around, we go straight for the Scald. Scald going to do massive damage if the opponent doesn't respect it. Holy crap, they near get one shot. Tough spot to be in. The opponent has thrown 6 counters. This is enough for an Ice Punch. Correct play there, to be fair, but what huge cojones on display from Golf Diver. Of course, logically thinking, we can never shield the Ice Punch or potential Ice Punch, as we know the opponent is definitely going to have Icy Wind, whereas Ice Punch is more of a 50-50 call. Despite showing huge cojones, we're going to end in a tie. In the next battle, we see the Battle of the Flying types. So no thank you from Golf Diver and a save switch into Raticate. Raticate goes straight for the Crunch. Shadow and Shadow Crime. I was going to say Crunch will do a lot of damage, but the opponent actually chooses to catch it onto a shiny Mantine. There is a myth that shinies do more damage, but Trainer Aerial Ace just is never getting the job done from there. We get a huge amount of stutter lag. We end up throwing a quick move and a charge move at the same time, but we still manage to force the Protect Shield and force the opponent to throw again. Golf Diver, happy to take his shield advantage. I think we've got 2 options here. We either send in Pidgeot, throw the Aerial Ace before the potential Ice Beam, or shield once and wing attack farm all the way down. It looks like we actually just looked for the farm down. We're unable to get it, and Golf Diver says, fuck it, we're going to put it all on Crawdaunt. Out comes Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt gets the Snarl farm down, and back out comes Skarmory. Crawdaunt once again looking to sweep the back line. The opponent fires off the Sky attack. We then throw 1 Snarl and the Scald for optimal fast move timing. 3 turn into 2 turns, really easy, just throwing an odd number, as Golf Diver did. The opponent banks some energy, send out Incineroar, but Incineroar not in for a good day. They're very quickly going to be straight in and straight out. Crawdaunt claims yet another victim. Back out comes Skarmory, and Skarmory is also going to face the same treatment, getting one shot by the Scald. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle. A very, very good lead. The opponent save switches into Poliwrath. Oof. Things was looking good, and now they're looking a bit dicey. Well, maybe not dicey to be fair. We just need to get rid of this Poliwrath. Keep alignment, and then we can just put Raticate on the Grass Snake. We fire off the Aerial Ace, forcing a protection. We shield the Ice Wind, of course, and we're going to fire off the next Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace goes unshielded. We do manage to get rid of a massive threat to our team, and it looks like we're looking to spam the switch into Raticate. The opponent actually sends out Licky, far too thicky, so we take the opportunity to send out Crawdaunt while the opponent is still switch locked. As they switched and we did not, we land the Scald again. Look at the damage, Lickitung. Usually pretty thick, but this team make it look pretty average, to be honest. The opponent takes us out with the Power Whip. We can just send in Raticate now, and this game is so over. Due to Raticate's dark normal typing, the licks are triple resisted, and even a stab body slam, which is one of the best moves in the game, does minimal damage back out. Comes supirse, instantly greeted with the Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam nearly one-shots. We could shield this, we could let it go. The game's over regardless. Golf Diver looking to shield flex. The opponent actually go for the aerial ace bait for no reason whatsoever. At this stage, Golf Diver going to invest the protect shield, wing attack farm down, and that's going to be all she wrote. In the next battle, we see Shadow Pidgeot into Artabax. They are an ice type, but they're essentially operating as a dragon, as they don't have any ice type quick move. We attempt to catch a Dragon Claw onto Raticate unsuccessfully. The opponent farms up well past an avalanche. The opponent still throw the Dragon Claw, which we call. Raticate will actually survive the next Dragon Claw. It looks like we're just going to tank the damage. Look to fire off the crunch. The opponent did stay in, as you see the Dragon Breath come through. Raticate looks like it never gets a shield on the team, just essentially operates as the damage sponge. Crunch does force the defense shot. We then send back up Pidgeot. Go straight for the aerial ace, not looking to take any more Dragon Breath damage. Aerial ace does secure the knockout. The opponent now sends out Mantine. Golf Diver, just YOLOing the Brave Bird, does the opponent. Respect the damage, Brave Bird forces the protect shield. We then pivot into Crawdaunt with a 2-0 shield advantage. We're almost 17 minutes into the video. I'm not seeing a single boost. Golf Diver now is going to be forced to start shielding up resisted charge moves, as we are so glassy. We fire off the Night Slash, still not getting a boost. Golf Diver burns the final protection of the opponent again, full send a Water Pulse, then pivot into Scizor, and I already know this move is certainly going to one-shot. It's going to be high Scizor by Scizor. We're only one snarl off the next Night Slash, and Crawdaunt once again gets out its broom and sweeps the back line. GG's and thanks for playing. My god, is Crawdaunt looking like a menace with shield advantage. In the next battle, we see the battle of the flying types. The opponent is going to throw an aerial ace before we potentially YOLO the Brave Bird. Golf Diver tanks the aerial ace on the chin. He's then going to farm up and full send the Brave Bird. Does Pidgeot claim another victim? Unfortunately, it does not, so we see the pivot into Raticate. The opponent farms up to a potential dig. Golf Diver rarely shields Raticate, and you can see why, as it tanked that really well. The opponent then answers our Raticate save switch with the bulky Vulture. Aerial Ace does absolutely nothing. However, we already know this Hyper Beam is going to land for big damage. There is no shot the opponent's shield, and look at that damage output. Raticate putting in so much work. The opponent over farming for no reason whatsoever. I have no idea what they're doing. They then just completely sack Mandibuzz and then send out Gallade. Gallade looks for the double resisted Psycho Cut farm down, but Shadow Raticate refuses to die. Reach the crunch, forcing the opponent's final protection, then bank all their energy and send out Gligar. Golf Diver sends back up Pidgeot, goes straight for the aerial ace. This won't be lethal, but that's probably even better, as we can just snipe with a few snarls. Golf Diver actually looked like he tried to pivot, but the game said no. But regardless, this game's over. Golf Diver shows no respect. We tank the dig just about, but luckily for us, the Psycho Cuts are double resisted. The opponent isn't going to be able to Psycho Cut, farm us down, and we're going to get the 2 shield flex. Fun fact of the day, Crawdaunt actually beats Gallade in CMP. We've got a 144 attack compared to their 137. Heading into the next battle, what the hell is that? Shelgon actually has a pretty decent stat product, but the reason we don't see it is the fact that his cheapest charge move is Twister, and Twister is by far one of the worst moves in the game. 45 energy for 45 damage. In comparison, Dragon Claw is 3550, and Break and Swipe is also 3550, with a 50% chance of lowering the opponent's attack. Break and Swipe until recently was actually 100% chance of lowering the opponent's attack. Of course, Steelix did ruin that for all the glass cannons. As I'm trying to be educational, we see Raticate land yet another Hyper Beam on Mandibuzz. We're now able to go for the crunch, and the opponent is going to be forced to shield this or lose switch. The opponent unwilling to shield. Raticate gets the quick attack farm down. Back out comes Shelgon. Shelgon Dragon Breath farms down. We send out Pidgeot. Pidgeot gets the wing attack farm down. And the opponent's final Pokemon is Venusaur. Venusaur going to have a very tough time. A Vine Whip farming us down. I don't know why they don't top left, to be honest. We've both got 2 shields apiece. Well, actually, the opponent's about to have 0 shields, but still, they are wasting our time, your time, and of course, Golf Diver's time. We then pivot into Crawdaunt. It looks like Crawdaunt looking to be a bit cheeky. Being a Venusaur counter confirmed. We're going for the BM Scold, and I completely agree with this play, as Catch Cup's pretty dreadful. We're just trying to get through battles as quickly as possible. So you, sir, deserve this BM Scold. GG's, and thanks for playing. Golf Diver even gets the screenshot, which you can now proudly flex on Discord. In the next battle, we see Skeledirge Jr. in the lead. Much like Big Brother, this thing has access to Disarming Voice. We farm up to the Brave Bird bait with the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace will be forcing a Protect Shield. The main difference between this and Big Brother Skeledirge is they run Crunch rather than Shadow Ball, and of course they are a mono fire type. So I guess if we're being cheeky, we could try and catch a Crunch onto Raticate. We fire off the next Aerial Ace, which does go unshielded. We attempt to catch the Crunch. There is no shot they disarm in voice. Let's go, what a play! Our Raticate save switch is met by Superior. We don't want to get outpaced to the Frenzy Plants. We settle for a Crunch. Crunch still does some decent damage. However, this does now offer the opportunity for the opponent to overfarm. The opponent does overfarm before firing off a Leaf Tornado. Leaf Tornado doesn't get the debuff and doesn't knock out, so Raticate will be taking back switch advantage. Raticate is now very deep in the red, so whatever the opponent sends out won't get much free farm. The opponent sends out Groudon, get the Mud Shot farm down. But hi Groudon, my god, do we have a good answer for you in the form of our Angry Lobster. The opponent tries their luck at making a catch. We don't fall for any of that nonsense. Snarl farm down and the opponent concedes the match. In the next battle, we see Big Brother Skeledirge. I feel like I talked this thing into existence. It looks like we actually got one turn lag, so that looks like CMP, when in theory we should outpace by a single turn, and it is very lucky for us the opponent didn't overfarm, and they would have got 5 free turns for Niantic's game running like a piece of shit. Golf Diver again farms up to the Brave Bird bait with the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace again goes shielded. Holy crap, Golf Diver. You need to give me some masturbating tips as people are throwing up shields left, right and centre. Golf Diver just sacks Pidgeot. It looks like he's going for the one shield and aggressive Snarl farm all the way down. We shield at the disarming voice. Trainer, you will not be reaching another charge move. Crawdaunt leaves at very close to 100 energy. The opponent sends out Mantine. 21 minutes into the video and still no boost. Show me the boost. Finally, ask and you shall receive. Crawdaunt finally gets the boost. We fire off the next Night Slash. Night Slash doesn't knock out. We get another boost. This is quad boosted. Night Slash will be securing the knockout. The opponent's final Pokemon is Bastiodon. No! Why did we not commit to the skull? We reset our debuff and send out Raticate. I think there's no point to switch there. Even if we don't reach a skull, we'll probably reach a Night Slash. And even if we reach no moves whatsoever, our Snarls will of course do more damage when we're quad boosted than when we re-enter the battle later when we're back to normal. However, can Raticate pull this game off? We get the defense drop. Raticate doesn't reach the next Crunch. Do we actually reach the Night Slash? Yes, we do. No. If we had been boosted, I think this Night Slash would come very close to knocking out. Actually, not very close. That definitely would have knocked out. Unfortunately, we are going to take a heartbreaking loss. GG's to that opponent. Heading into the next battle. Wallface, apparently like London buses. You wait forever to see one and then you see them back to back. We say switch into Raticate and the opponent sends out Wigglytuff. Do they know? Does the opponent respect the damage? Let's fucking go! Wigglytuff gets one shot by Raticate. The opponent fucked about. They found out. What a boom. Holy! I've been shoutcasting for like 3 years and that is the best boom I have ever seen. Fuck you, Wigglytuff. As absolute epic as that boom was, I think we might actually lose this game. Back out comes Wallface. This Brave Bird is probably going to heal him as it is double resisted. We need Crawdaunt to beat Bastiodon on the 2 shield and look at the smackdown damage. We go for the Night Slash bait. If the opponent calls it, it's game over. Okay, we force the first shield again. We don't see the boost. What we do see though is Crawdaunt running out of HP. We fire off the next bait. Okay, get there Crawdaunt, get there Crawdaunt, get there Crawdaunt. Okay, we reach the Scald. Is Scald enough to knock out? Please. Please, Crawdaunt. No! Holy, the opponent survives on 1 HP and a dream. And that is heartbreaking. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. In the next battle, we see the battle of the flying types. Very much not in our favour. We see the save switch into Raticate. Land the Crunch, which does big damage and gets the defense drop. Golf Diver actually goes off script and invests the shield on Raticate. Raticate is going to be able to outpace to the second Crunch, which will either knock out or force a Protect Shield in return. The opponent invests that Protect Shield. The opponent is going to be forced to throw as they're going to be unable to steal Wing Farm down. Skarmory does take us out with the Sky Attack. We send out Pidgeot. Pidgeot looking for the resisted Wing Attack farm down. Unfortunately, we're unable to get it. And we're putting it all on Crawdaunt again. Brave Bird, massive overkill. And let's go Crawdaunt. You can do it, buddy. The opponent sends out Empoleon, which isn't a bad matchup for us. 2 Night Slashes are easily going to knock out, and we've got a heavy pacing advantage. The first Night Slash forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Clearly, whatever the opponent has in the back doesn't fancy seeing our Lobster. We shield up the Drill Peck for a 1 Snarl, and the Night Slash. Does this put them in Snarl farm down range? Holy, definitely it does. The opponent not wanting to get Snarl farm down. Send out Trevenant, but Trevenant going to be straight in and straight out. Get that tree off my screen, and Crawdaunt sweeps once again. GG's, and thanks for playing. Unfortunately, heading into the final battle of today's video, we see Feraligatr in the lead. The opponent save switches into normal cast form. I'll be honest, this Pokemon just looks like a set of testicles. We build up a boatload of energy into Raticate. I can't take this Pokemon seriously whatsoever. I'm in absolute shambles here. The opponent fires off the Weather Ball. Raticate, very tick, going to be able to survive multiple Weather Balls, and the Hexes are triple resisted. Raticate looking to heavily over farm. I personally would have thrown, but we are going to survive one more Weather Ball and not be in danger of getting a Hex farm down. We build up a boatload of energy before firing off the Crunch. Crunch will be secure in the knockout. I think in hindsight, the correct play was actually to sink one further Weather Ball, leaving minimal farm on Raticate for whatever comes back out. Back out comes Gator, we fire off the Crunch, forcing the protection, then go for the wham bam combo play, pivot out into Pidgeot, fire off the Aerial Ace bait, and the opponent not only uses a Pokemon that looks like testicles, but they evidently have huge testicles, calling that bait. We then shield up the Hydro Cannon again. We're going for the Aerial Ace, which at this stage isn't really a bait, as they are forced to shield, or they're going to get Wing Attack farm down. The opponent sends out Crocodile. Crocodile going to be straight in and straight out. Get that Crocodile off my screen. I think it's actually an alligator, but regardless, it gets one shot. We send out Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt is going to reach the Night Slash, and Golf Diver is going to end the video, picking up an emphatic dub. GG's, and thanks for playing. Clearly all these booms have got me very confused. I guess the name Crocodile suggests it is a crocodile, but that video was quality. Huge shout out to Golf Diver. What an incredible battle submission. That was so much fun. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you enjoy random commentary and me going off on pretty random tangents, maybe subscribe. If not, don't bother, it's up to you. As always, huge thanks to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.